somewhere inside every single one of us, okay, there's a younger version. There's a younger version of each one of us within ourselves that's still breathing, still living, still waiting. There's that little boy. There's that little girl, okay? The one who felt invisible when in all reality they should have been celebrated. The one who had to grow up fast, who learned to survive before they ever learned how to dream. That's the little boy, that's the little girl that I'm talking about. The one who had to sit or sat in silence while the room was full of shit, chaos running everywhere, noise-filled rooms. The one who tried to be perfect just to be loved. That hits home because so many of us put on that mask at just such a young age just to be accepted. The one who held back tears because strong was the only option. Some of us didn't have the luxury to be anything less. We all have that version inside of us, and whether or not we want to admit it, that child still seeks and speaks. It seeks to be understood, and it still speaks through us. It still speaks through us from where, guys? From our fears. The fear of not being enough. The fear of being abandoned again. The fear of failing in front of the people who we actually give a fuck about, the people that we love. But now, as an adult, we kind of choose those people, don't we? It could be our wives, our spouses, our husbands. So, how other ways does the child speak through us? It speaks through us, through our anger, through that fucking rage that comes out of nowhere. Not because what's happening right now, but because of what happened to them back in the day. Okay? They speak through our relationships, the way we chase love, the way we sabotage it, or the way that we push it away, because somewhere deep fucking down, we're still trying to earn the love that we didn't get. They speak through our ambition, through what we want to accomplish, through what we want to acquire, through that endless fucking grind to prove to the world that we are worthy, okay? That we do matter, that we are somebody. For many of us, that inner child is not just speaking, guys. For many of us, they're screaming. They're fucking screaming at the top of their fucking lungs for safety that they never had. Screaming for the voice that was silenced. The one that was hushed down. Screaming for the hand that they needed but never received. They never got. But the brutal fucking honesty or the brutal truth to all of this shit is that a lot of us spend our whole fucking adult lives running away from that fucking voice instead of listening to it. Why? Because it opens up and it brings back so many fucking memories. So many of those memories that we suppress. So many of the memories that we buried under work, under the busyness of the day-to-day. We hide all the bullshit behind the status, the money, the followers, the muscles. Through the degrees. Through anything to avoid looking at that wounded fucking version of ourselves. Because that version still exists. And the thing is, guys, that you can heal it only if you choose to see it. In other words, you can't heal what you refuse to face. And you will never, ever fucking become who you were actually meant to be if you keep abandoning that version of you. Because that version of you needed someone the most. The version of you today is more complete than the version of you yesterday. But the version of you yesterday is the one that makes the version of you today. There's the mind fuck. Because the child inside of us, the one who was scared, confused, alone, they're not a weakness to us, guys. They are not a weakness, but they are our fucking blueprint. They're our blueprint because they know exactly what we needed. They know exactly where the gaps are and where they were. And until you guys look them in the eyes and say, I see you. I hear you. I got you now. Guess what? You're going to keep living from those wounds. You're going to keep recycling the past instead of just using wisdom. Wisdom is a lived experience. All of that past, everything that you've been through, it's a life lesson, not a life sentence. So tonight isn't just, talking about self-improvement. It's not just about fucking motivation. Guys, I don't do motivation. If I motivate you along the way, fuck, I appreciate it, guys. But honestly, I'm not here for the bullshit. Motivation isn't going to make you change your life. I'm transformational based. And I think that we can all agree that if we're not outworking ourselves day to day, if we're not refining the version of ourselves that we're bringing to the table day to day, then we're not really growing. We're stuck and we're stagnant. And stagnation does not exist. Stagnation is just psychological death. I want to go back. I want to go back, and not to stay there, not to live there, not to fucking relive those moments. But I want to go back so that way we can liberate the parts of you that still stayed there. Because that little boy, that little girl that you've been waiting for, they've been waiting for you too. But they've been waiting for the older you, the wiser you, the stronger version of you to finally show the fuck up with no excuses, without any shame, just compassion, love, leadership. And the question is, or the question that I want you guys to sit with, guys, I want you to sit with this. What did that child need? Every one of us had something different. But what did that child need? What did they long for? What did they deserve and yet they never received? Sit with those questions. Because becoming who you needed starts with remembering who that person was and promising them that they're not going to be abandoned again. So many of us have gone through abandonment. So many of us have gone through betrayal. And the part that fucking sucks or that people shine away or don't fucking want to talk about is that we don't outgrow our childhood pain. We don't. The truth is we just build our adult lives around all of it. Those walls that we use to build end up becoming barriers that keep us alone and lonely. The same walls that we use to build out of protection to shield us from the world is the same shit that keeps us alone and secluded. We dress it up. How? With nice cars, with titles. Put some respect on my name. It's Mr., it's Doctor, it's this and that, right? It's relationships, it's accomplishments. But beneath all the, guys, beneath all the fucking bullshit, all the surface level success, most of all of us are still trying to heal from the things that happened decades ago. Because it's not so much the shit that's happening right now, it's the shit that's already been happening to us. And that we just suppressed and buried even deeper. And the fucked up part, guys, is that we don't even realize that shit. Because we think that, you think that you're bad at trusting people. Are you really? Or did you just learn early on that trust leads to betrayal? See, scars like that is the shit that shapes us. You say you don't like getting too close, but the truth is every time that you got close as a kid, someone fucking left. That's why you say what you say today. You joke around that you're a boss bitch, that you're a boss, that you fucking this and that. You're independent. Guys, deep down inside, guess what? That's not strength. It's protection. It's self-protection. It's that fucking armor I'm talking about. But because nobody ever showed up when you needed them, that's what causes you to manipulate the situation and dress it up like you that boss. Those are scars. And those are the scars and how they show up on our everyday. The way we chase validation because we never felt good enough. It's a scar. The way that we sabotage love because we were taught we don't deserve it, that's a scar. And the way that we grind ourselves into exhaustion, just fucking on repeat cycles because the only time that we were praised was when we performed. That's a scar embedded. The way that we keep people at a distance because every time we got close to someone, that meant pain. That's a scar. All these still live in the subconscious. All of these things still reign, still fucking occupy space inside each and every one of our minds. And until we acknowledge it, how the fuck can you fix something if you don't know it's broken? Now, don't misconstrue the statement because not one of you are broken. You're not broken. Many of us are still carrying burdens. But you know what? Those are burdens that weren't ours to carry in the first place. A lot of it was projection. Because when we were kids playing the role of peacemaker, of parent, of protector, of therapist, we learned to walk on fucking eggshells before we even learned how to walk on purpose. Or walk in our purpose. It's so fucked up when those are the conditions. Because you learn how to shrink yourself. So that way, guess what? You don't take up too much space. You learn to silence yourself. To quiet down. Why? Because you don't want to make waves. You don't want to make a mess. You don't want to fucking have anyone pretend or give them a reason to be upset. And now that we're fucking adults, now that we're grown, we're still reacting to life through the same glasses or through those same lenses that we're looking through as a child. We might have a different prescription, but trust me, guys, it's the same fucking glasses. And that's why we lash out, because we never learned how to process. That's why we isolate, because we were terrified of fucking being left. But we just rather isolate instead. That's why we overcompensate, because we were still trying to prove our fucking worth. If I want you guys to listen up right now, because none of that, okay, is because you were broken. It's because you adapted to the circumstances. You did what you had to do to survive in an environment that you should have never had to survive in the first fucking place. In those moments, in those pieces, in that time, you had to adapt. And those adaptations, they worked back then. They kept you safe back then. They kept you sane back then. But the fucked up thing is that those things that protected you as a child are now the very things that are blocking you from progressing or moving forward as an adult, because it doesn't fucking matter. Where you are today, you're still bringing certain traumas with you that you've suppressed over time. The walls that once kept the pain out are now the ones that are keeping you from love getting in. That's what I'm talking about. When we build these barriers to protect ourselves, those are the things that end up making us feel fucking alone and isolated in the first fucking place. And we have to stop to really realize that at the end of the day, that kind of shit is just self-sabotage. All that independence that once made you feel fucking powerful is the shit that makes you feel disconnected from an authentic connection. The being perfect that earns you so much praise is the same shit that's suffocating your fucking peace. And all these things circulating, they keep going on and on and on. You see, when you choose to go on or embark on a fucking healing journey, it's not about hating who you were. That's not the purpose here. It's about truly fucking understanding at the root why you became that way in the first fucking place. And you have to honor that version of you, okay, that did what they had to do to survive. But as you honor them, you also have to have the courage to admit that survival mode, okay, can't take away what you have to let go today. And that's where a lot of people get fucked. That's where a lot of people get stuck. They think that healing is about forgiving and forgetting. It's not. It's really not, guys. It's about remembering and then rewriting the narrative. You can remember it, rewrite it, look at every fucking thing that you've been through, look at every fucking scar, okay? And start looking at it as the proof of you that survived. The truth is that scars don't mean that you're fucked up or broken. What are scars? Scars means you're healing. Why do they mean that? Because scars mean that the wound is closed. Scars mean that you've lived through it. You got the resume saying, I've been there. But if you choose not to address the pain beneath them, then those scars will keep bleeding into your future. And that's why this work is sacred. That's why this work is fucking necessary. Because until you face those scars in particular, you're going to keep building relationships on unhealed wounds. You're going to keep chasing success to fill some childhood fucking voids. You're going to keep sabotaging blessings because deep down, you're not going to believe that you actually deserve them. All of that shit is from an 8-year-old version of you. 6-year-old, 7-year-old version of you. And your 30, 40, 50-year-old self right now, it's time to stop letting the child who was wounded dictate the decisions of the adult who you're supposed to be right the fuck now. And that's what happens when you don't address them. You've been surviving long enough, but it's time to stop fucking living. It really is. And the way you do that, guys, is by rewriting the fucking story. See, because you're not the story that happened to you. You get to be the author now. And guess what? When I tell people that, they think, oh, well, fuck yeah, I'll just tear these pages out and I'll start. No, you don't do that. Those are the calluses, guys. You don't fucking rip the pages out of that book. But as the author, where you're dictating how the story ends, just turn the fucking page. And then go ahead and start scripting a new outcome. Every one of you guys, every single day that you wake up, guess what? God puts the pen back in your fucking hands and whispers to you, write something new. And if you guys don't hear that, I bet you if you quiet down, you will. When you realize that you have the opportunity to wake the fuck up and write something new because it's coming from above, you guys will write a prettier story, a better outcome. See, the truth is a lot of people never realize that shit. The story doesn't write itself, guys. You fucking choose what to write. And if you get to choose what to write, then guess what? You get to choose what you can rewrite as well. Or I should say redefine. And all this shit that I'm talking about starts with a decision. A decision to stop being identified or stop being defined by what happened to you. And start being defined by what you decide to become because of it. So all the shit that you went through is a life lesson. It's an experience. It's lived wisdom. So how do you make it applicable to today? That child was shaped by the circumstances. They had no control. They had no fucking control over it. Okay? They were shaped by people who were supposed to love them, but guess what? They didn't know how. They were shaped by the situations that weren't their fault. But even though it wasn't your guys' fault, it still left scars along the way. And when we grow up not understanding, well, fuck, hey, why did I go through this? Why did it happen? Why me? Ah, well, fuck it. Let's just go on. Let's just go on. Let's just produce a different result. Are you really? You're not if you're just suppressing it. The adult you, the one breathing right now, you have a choice. You have a fucking choice. And you can continue repeating the patterns. Or, again, you can become the answer. The answer to the child and the prayers that it had. When that child whispered, why doesn't my mommy love me? Why did my dad leave? Why do they get to have a dad and not me? Why does their mommy make food and mine doesn't? You get to be the prayer, the answered fucking prayer to that baby inside you. That means that if the child needed protection, guess what? You become the protector, guys. If that child, if that baby within needed you to stop tolerating abuse, disrespect, self-betrayal, then you get to set boundaries. Now as an adult, you get to set boundaries because you have the wisdom of what it's like to live without them. Every child needed an affirmation. Which one are you feeding it? See, you stop speaking to yourself like you're worthless because you deserve that. The baby doesn't know. If the baby fucking knew, they wouldn't have talked to themselves like they weren't nothing and questioning their worth. Each and every one of you is worthy. Each and every one of you is worthy simply because you exist. Now add to that. Because your worth is inherent. It's not in anybody else's inability to see it in you. And if that baby needed stability, guess what? You become the fucking foundation, guys. You stop making chaos feel like fucking home. You create order, consistency. Why? Because then you allow peace to come in. And you do that even if you have to build it from the ground up. And I promise you it tastes better. If that child, if that baby within you needed to feel seen, then guess what? You become the witness to that baby. You become the witness that honors the path that that baby had to take to produce an outcome. You slow down. You sit with yourself. Connect to the divine within you and acknowledge your pain instead of fucking running from it. That's going to produce a different result. When you look in the fucking mirror, now you can say, I see you. Now you can tell that baby, I'm not abandoning you. Again. If that child needed unconditional love, become that love. Stop withholding grace from yourself. Stop fucking punishing you for the things that were never your fucking fault. Start treating yourself with some compassion. The compassion you so freely give to fucking everyone else because you don't want to be a bitch, you don't want to be a dick, you don't want to be an asshole. Well, then why the fuck do you treat yourself like that? Nobody can offer you something that they don't have. So if you're speaking from a place of hypothetically, you're speaking fucking hypocritically. Rewrite your fucking story means that you stop waiting for people who hurt you to come back and fix it. They can't, guys. And even if they could, it's not their fucking job anymore. It's yours. This is ownership. And to take ownership, the best fucking thing is to go within and connect to the divine, back to source. And realize that all your fucking exterior is a direct reflection of your interior. And this is the part that you need for closure. You need this because then you stop needing closure from the people who caused the wound in the first fucking place. And you get to give yourself that closure. This is the part where you stop living as a reaction to all of the past. And you conscientiously start creating a future that would make that little boy or that little girl fucking proud. That's called choice. And each and every one of you have that. Each and every one of you have that. And I know this is the fucked up part. I know this is the hard part. Because healing requires you to revisit the fucking memories. The fucking pain that you spent years trying to forget. But it asks you to forgive. To forgive those fucking people who never said sorry. It demands that you let go of the stories that once made sense, but now it's just suffocating. Guys, that part of this journey sucks. It fucking sucks. It hurts. Those are the shit that nobody talks about. A lot of people want to embark on a healing journey like it's some sort of fucking, happy show. You know what, guys? Ain't no sunshine and fucking rainbows. Trust me. And the reason why I say that is because light can only be understood with the wisdom of darkness. And before you see that fucking light at the end of the day, you gotta go through that shit and make sense of it in the first fucking place. And that's why each and every one of you, as we proceed, as we progress, rewriting your story does not mean that you erase the pain. It means redeeming it. It means taking what was meant to break you and using it as a foundation of strength. It means looking at every fucking fucked up thing and saying, this is the proof of the fucking hell that I lived. And I'm still fucking standing. To whatever degree that is. Some of us have a certain depiction of what hell is. But to a baby who's hungry, that's hell. To a baby who fucking lives or grows up with no mother, that could be hell. To a baby who lost his grandparents, whose father left, who's in shambles, that could be their hell. Each and every one of you have experienced a different part of hell. And here's the most powerful fucking thing, to be honest with you, is that when you become who you needed, you're not just going to heal yourself. That's where this generational shit comes in, because you start breaking those fucking cycles. You start breaking those fucking chains. You start releasing all of that bullshit. You show your fucking kids, your friends, your community what it actually looks like to get the fuck up and produce a different fucking result. You become the evidence. The evidence that trauma wasn't your destiny. That the wounds, that they don't have the final say. That all the broken shit that you went through are truly just the beginnings that lead you to fucking another beautiful ending. Again, remember these questions. What did that younger baby, what did that younger version of you need the most? What did it need from you the most? What would they be proud to see you become? What would they beg for you to stop doing, start doing, or continue doing? Get clear on it, because that baby still lives within you. That child is the innocence. It's the happiness. It's the peace. Inside answering all of those questions lies an actual blueprint, lies an actual fucking roadmap. And all of that shit, okay, is the very shit that could take you out of the past and help you start catalyzing towards the future. And that's what you're meant to live, guys. Those are the results that you get clear on. You don't have to keep living as the wounded fucking version of you, okay? You can get up. You can allow yourself to heal. You can allow yourself to feel whole, to feel complete, because in that there's power. And that powerful version of fucking you is the one that you want to come forth with, because that's the one that your younger self deserved. That's the one that it deserved all along. You become the answer. There comes a point in every fucking buddy's life where you stop waiting for someone to save you and you realize you're the only one that you've been fucking waiting for the whole fucking time. And in that moment, guys, everything changes, because you stop pointing fingers. You stop replaying these stories and all the traumas that you've been through. You stop saying, if they had only loved me, if they hadn't have left, if they hadn't have broken me. You start replacing all of that shit. You start saying, you know what, it happened. But now it's on me to decide what happens next. And with that type of mentality, you start showing up different. With that type of mentality, you start becoming who you really needed and what you needed really means. It's not about fucking pretending, guys, that you guys never went through shit. It's not about erasing any of the past or downplaying the trauma. There's some sincere shit that many of us have been through. The abuse, the rape, the molestation, the beating, the hunger. Guys, that's done. Now it's about standing in the mirror and deciding that the story will no longer end with suffering. Now it's about deciding that it's going to end with strength. about refusing to let the kid who was fucking abandoned grow into an adult who abandons themselves. No decision is a decision. No action is a fucking action in itself. When you refuse to go, that means you're making the choice to stay. Guys, refusing to let the child who was refusing to let the child that was silenced speak results in you fucking muting your truth. Refusing to let the one who was overlooked become the one who overlooks their own worth is fuckery, guys. Each and every one of you is so fucking beautiful. But you have to stop surviving and start leading with intention. You have to become the fucking example that the younger version of you fucking desperately fucking needed. That will fucking create ripple effects. Ripple effects. I promise you. Say this clearly to that younger version of yourself. Let them know that you're not mad. Because guess what? They're not mad at you. They're not even disappointed in you. The baby within each and every one of you has only been waiting for you. Praying for you to fucking come back. Praying for you to see them. Praying for you to reconnect to them. And you finally have the opportunity to do that. By telling them, I'll never abandon you again. I'll protect you now. I'll fight for the dreams that you dreamed. I'll build the life that you deserved. It's about us. See that healed you, that whole you, that version of you that refuses to pass all that pain forward or pass it down? Guys, that's real alignment. And that's the assignment here. It's not just for yourself, it's for all the generations that come behind you. That's legacy work. That's soul work. That's the rebirth. You guys get it? Every moment that scared little kid inside of you still thinks that it's waiting for you, you're robbing them. Each and every one of you are ready. Each and every one of you have the strength, have the wisdom. Each and every one of you are getting the call. Answer it. Answer it. Understand that you got God walking next to you now. Lead with intention. Because when you do, you don't just heal the past, you redeem it. And you don't just change your fucking life, guys. You change the story for everyone who is going to come after you. So guys, with your permission, we're going to close in prayer. I'm going to ask you guys to close your eyes or bow your heads for this short prayer. And we're going to start off by saying, Father God, thank you for never leaving us. Even in the moments where we felt most alone. Tonight we bring every fucking wounded part of ourselves before you. Every scar, every memory, every piece of that inner baby, that inner child that still fucking aches and still hurts. We ask you, Father, to fill those empty spaces with your love, with your strength, with your peace. Give us the courage to become who we needed and the wisdom to walk in healing and the grace to build a future that honors the past without being bonded by it. May our story no longer be defined by pain, but rooted by our purpose. In your name, amen.